Welcome, everybody. A good walk.
Good walk.
Good walk, Ernie. How was your Shabbos there?
It was very good.
Okay, good.
They have a Chabad like 5 minutes away.
Yeah, I know, in the shopping center.
Behind the shopping center.
Yeah, I know. Yep. It's really very near. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. And we were staying where we were staying. It's literally right by the gate. So
Oh, the entrance, yeah. So you could walk just up the road.
just walk right there. Okay, so we're on Hufyud base. 112.
112.
What does the other Mandomer hold? It says ve'elav hu nosei es nafsho, that in some ways you are holding the life of the work on your hands. You hired a worker to paint your third story. He went up on a scaffold and he got hung and he died. Lo al scharo, he's paid for that, but he's willing to do dangerous jobs. That's what we learned. Ve'elavu noses nafsho. Davar acher. Ve'elavu noses nafsho. Kol hakoyve schar sacher kilu notav nafsho mimenu. If you withhold the wages of a worker, it's as if you took his life. And whose life? Ravuna Rav Chizuk Hadar Nafsho Shel Gazlan. The Balabais who didn't pay him, he's taking his life, taking his own life. You're taking the life of the person you didn't pay. Don't steal from a person kidalu. He'll take punishment from the person who caused the other guy trouble. So therefore, it's the nefesh of the person who didn't pay. That you take away the nefesh of the person that you're stealing from. What does the other mandama do with that pasuk? Baal of the hashta means his current balabos. It's the structure of matam kamer. Matam kavas koveyim. Why is he being punished? Because he took the nefesh of the worker that he didn't pay. Now, Amasai, when are you chayiv? Bisman shetov wasachir. Then you have then he's chayiv a shvua. If the worker claimed his payment when he's supposed to, lo tavu. Now there is no lav of lo solin if the worker did not request payment. Lo tavu and other lav. It says lo salin pula sachir. Yachal afilu lo tov. Maybe you be chayiv for that lav even if the worker did not demand. You know about it. So pay him. Now, let's say the balabais doesn't have money to pay. The din is you're not chayiv for Baal Talib. I might think you'd be chayiv. Tamad itcha. Sheyesh itcha. Means he has to be in a condition where he can pay him. Now, if you contracted with the local grocer or money changer to pay your workers, you're also not chai for Baltalin. That now the chiyuv has been transferred to another person, and you're not chai. Now, let's say the grocer didn't pay. Does it go back, Choizer? Does the worker go to claim against the Balabais again? Oh, ain't a Choizer. It doesn't go back. Rav Shishram ain't a Choizer. It doesn't go back. Rav Choizer. Amrav, Mano Amin Allah. Miditani. Says, ain't over alav. From the past, he is not over. But but he comes back and asks again to be paid, he'll be over. Rav Sheshes Omar, Maisha Eina over, Eina B'Torah Lover. You're not in the parsha of being over. We paskin. He can go back to the balabais if the middleman didn't pay him. We paskin like Rabbi. Boimei Rav Sheshes. Let's say you're not an hourly worker, but you're kablonis. You are paid for the finishing of a job. Oiver lav mishum bal talin? No, ain't no oiver lav mishum. Do you fall into this category, bal talin, or not? Do we say umen koine b'shvach kli? You're given leather to make a shoe. So some hold that the craftsman has a kinyan in the kli because he improved it. And really, the payment is a halvoy. It's like a loan. And you don't have to pay a loan back right away. Oh, ain't umen koine b'shvach kli. What do we say? A craftsman does not acquire the kli that he's working on. And therefore, there's a chayvus of balabais to play him. And it's considered schirus. So Amar Rav Sheshes oiver. Even the kablonos, you're oiver baltali. Vatanya ain't oiver. There's a price that says the kablonos you're not. The reason you were not over there, because he devolved the payment to the middle person. Name a Messiah. Let us say that the fine brisa supports what we just learned. You gave a garment to a tailor, and Gam Rav Odia finished it, and he told the owner, "Come pick it up." From when he informs till 10 days, he's not over Baltalim. Not alone, but if he gave it back to the owner, that night when the sun sets, you're over Baltalim. The average woman am I over? It's alva. You don't have to pay alva back right away. So it must be like Rav Sheshes. Rav married Rav Kana. No, you can't prove from there because that's begardula desarvula. You're like ironing or thinning out a thick garment. There's no real improvement. So l'mayav in the Allah. So why do you give it to the craftsman? Little cookie. Okay, to either smooth it out, to make it softer. So hainu shvache, so that it is improvement. Lo tzricha l'ka'agmini l'vdushe bacho vacha b'mata. He hired him to sort of beat a garment with a stick. He beat it with a coin. So it's regular schiras. So there, of course, it would not be considered kablonis, it would be considered schiras. Then it says, normally, in Torah law, if you have two disputing parties, usually the one who takes a shvua, he takes a shvua and doesn't pay. It's not that the guy who wants to be paid takes a shvua and he's paid. It's usually the person who has to pay takes a shvua that I don't owe it, he doesn't pay. But our Mishnah said, a worker who claims he wasn't paid takes a shvua and he gets paid. So how come the Chachamim changed the normal process here? And they had the guy who wants to collect payment to take the shvua. This is an important halacha. So the verse is Hani Ilchasaninu. It's not halacha l'mosh mesinai. This is a takana. This is takanas chachamim. Takanas ninu. Elo am Rav Yidam Shmuel takanas gidol l'shanukan. Erachanami. This is a big takana. What do you mean? There are big takanas, there are small takanas. What's going on there? Elo am Rav Nachman Shmuel takanas kvuol shanukan. This is needed all the time. Normally, it's the shvua would be on the balabayas. The claim is against him to pay. Normally, as we said before, the guy who doesn't want to pay takes the shvua, and he should take the shvua. But Vakura Rabban l'shvua the balabais v'shadrei atzachir. The Chachamim uprooted the shvua that should have been taken by the balabais and gave it to the sachir. Why? Mishum kedei chayav the sachir. The sachir needs to be paid. He can't live without it. If the balabais swears and the sachir ends up without money, it's worse off for him. So the Gemara doesn't understand. Mishum kedei chayav the sachir the faznalei the balabais. What we cause a loss to the balabais because of kedei chayav of the worker. If you're worried about shvua sheker, why should the balabais lose that? So the more answers, balabais gufa nichle de mishtab v'sachar v'shakel. In fact, the employer is happier that the worker takes the shvua and collect. He hechet l'skar le'poalim. He wants to be able to easily hire workers. If the workers know that it's easy for them to be paid because they have to take a shvua to be paid, they have a commitment that they'll be paid. So why don't we say socher gufei nichale de mishtava balabais v'yivka keched legru? You could also say that the workers are happy that the bias takes a shvua because it's making it hard on the balabais. He won't hire anybody. So balabais are korche oga. The balabais needs workers. You don't have to incentivize him. So the more says sachanami balkorche is he needs to work. He has to make a living. So really, balabais Torah before alimu. The problem why we make the balabais swear is because there's more of a chashash that he forgot. He's got a lot of workers to deal with. So because he's so busy, he forgot, he thought he paid him. So if that's logical, that it's more logical the balabais forgot. So nesev le below shvua. So why shouldn't we get the worker to get paid without a shvua? Because is daita shel balabais. The balabais will think that he's getting tricked. So it makes the balabais feel better that they're taking a shvua. V'nesev le be'edim. Why don't we always have a rule that the balabais pays the worker in front of edim, and then there's not going to be debate. These claims, I did pay him, I didn't pay him. So tircha l'hu l'milsa. It's a tircha for the balabais and the worker to always find edim to be paid. V'nesev le meikara. Maybe the balabais should pay before he starts work, when he's not so busy. No, shneim roitzim ba'akafa. Both the balabais and the worker wanted to be delayed, wanted to be at the end of the job, because maybe the balabais doesn't have the money now, and the worker is concerned. Meanwhile, he's got money in his pocket; he's going to lose the money. So they're both happy that it's paid later. If that's the case, says the Gemara, Iachi, afilu kotzot nami. Even if it was a set price, and there's a debate between what the rate was, there should be a shvua. Allah matanya. How can we learn? Umen oimer shtaim ketzatztali. The craftsman says, "You promised me $2 an hour." I only paid you $1 an hour. There's no shvua here. Here, there's money in doubt. The worker wants to get a higher wage from the owner. The person who wants the money has to bring the proof. How come we don't say there that let there be a shvua because the balabais is busy and he's going to forget? So the Gemara says no. A set price, people can remember what wage they agreed on. Fine. If you're worried that the balabais is going to forget because he's so busy, why did we only say that the worker takes a shvur when it's bismano? even after the time of payment, the worker should be able to swear and take. But Allah Matnan, our Mishnah said not like that. Avers mano and a nishba v'noitem. He doesn't have the right to take a shvur and take. So, because chazaka and balabais over mishum bal talin. There's a chazaka that employers pay their worker on time. I thought you said we're not sure because the boss is so busy. Yeah, that's at the time that they're supposed to pay. But if it's not the zman chiyuva, the chazaka doesn't. Aval mat zman chiyuva. When the zman chiyuv comes, he reminds himself, Rabbi Anafshi Mitker. So the chisacher, so understand. He said the employer. Okay, by the way, we're on Kuf Yud Gimel, Mario, so you may want to switch.
Okay, hold on.